Hello and welcome everybody. I'm Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com and I've got the Aries March horoscope. Fair few things happening this month, especially involving you, dear Aries. And now let's go to the board. I'm going to draw two tarot cards as theme cards for the month for you. So here we go. Here's the horoscope. We'll come to directly. But firstly, the cards. Now, closing my eyes, I see an arrow going down into the earth. There's a big importance this month on staying grounded, perhaps because there is a fair bit of activity here in your sign and it's easy to float off with the fairies. So doing things like gardening, getting your hands into the dirt, walking on bare earth, being very practical and down to earth. This is what you're being called to do as you're starting a new cycle. The card that comes out for the first half of the month is all about your hopes and dreams. Send them out there to the universe because a cycle is finishing up. This is the Nine of Cups and a new cycle is about to begin. Patience is required. It doesn't happen overnight, but it will happen. You'll see here she's on the ground, very important for you. But being grounded will allow you to take some action and get going on stuff. So send your hopes and dreams out into the universe. Be in touch with your subconscious and also with your soul, various spiritual forces. Look at that part of yourself, but stay practical. So that's the first half of the month. Second half of the month, let's have a look for you, dear awesome Aries. What do I see? What's this? I thought it was a wharf or a jetty, but it's actually a road next to a lake or a river, and it's like a big long bridge, but it's a road at the same time. I guess it's like the top of an embankment. So again, it's this theme of having water nearby. It would be great for you as part of your grounding and being practical. A good thing would be to go for long nature walks near rivers or lakes or the ocean if possible. The card that comes up for you in the second half of the month is Geez, they're flying everywhere. This one, the Moon card. Look within, the answer's always there. Sometimes it's in another language and you have to learn that language, the language of your subconscious. If you go through major life events, sometimes your language changes and then it's hard sort of initially to understand what your subconscious is trying to tell you. So these life changes could be like menopause, pregnancy, giving birth, somebody passing away who is close to you, maybe a divorce or a loss of your home, natural disaster, severe car crash or something like that. And it's like the energy changes and then you have to learn a new language, but it is possible. Often when that happens, the language or the energy changes and it's got more nuance than previously. It's like you go up a level. It's like the difference between going from primary school or elementary school into high school, or maybe you call it middle school. I don't know. Anyway, we call it high school. Listen to your subconscious. The wolf dog is there suggesting that you can learn a lot and then you'll be able to help other people if you choose to. This card, the Moon, is a major arcana card. The effects can be literally life-changing or at least go for many months. Now, so much is happening. This is your horoscope. I'll make that a bit bigger. I'm going to put that up there like that. Keep these cards in mind whilst I talk about what's happening with your subconscious, with your horoscope and your subconscious. Actually, that was correct, because look at all the activity here in your 12th house at the moment, at the beginning of the month. But that is now changing this month in March. It's going to move forward. These planets are moving forward, and what is going to happen is it's like bursting out into the world with your newfound knowledge that you've understood from your subconscious. Now, firstly, you'll see these two red triangles, T-squares. And we have two here, both involving the moon. I wouldn't normally put down the moon T-square because it only lasts literally for a few hours, and this is on the first day of the month. But because it is the first day of the month, it can be like a mini template for the month. So I always think that when you start something off, it's best to start it off as well as you can, because as the time goes on, the energy can change. And the thing about T-squares, although they are challenging, they are completely workable. So you can get a good end result that comes out of this. So Mars, Jupiter, and the moon. So Mars is up here in your 11th house of friends. It could be a lot of socialising or networking, surging ahead with networking. Jupiter is over here in your money section. You may be constrained by finances, or perhaps your friends or associates are not exactly on the same page as you with regard to beliefs, so that might be a bit limiting as well. And then the moon up here in your 8th house of shared resources. So something like, for example, if you went out to a restaurant and you had to split the bill, there might be some sort of issue there. So probably the first of the month is not the best day to go out in a group or go out with friends or networking or whatever, because there could be something there that you need to deal with. The other one is Venus, Uranus and the moon. And Venus is here again. It could be about finances and your associates or your groups, but it's also smooth flowing, polite, courteous energy is being challenged by something untoward, something volatile and unpredictable in your personal finances or beliefs. And again, the moon bringing up subconscious contents here, this card here. And you'll learn from it and you'll say, I'm not going to do that again. So forewarned is forearmed. It's only for a few hours though, so up to you what you do with it. New moon is in Pisces on the 10th, bringing new beginnings around your spirituality, perhaps your dreams. It would be a good idea to write down any dreams that you have around that date, the 10th, because new spiritual beginnings coming for you. Now the lunar eclipse is in Libra over here in your house of significant partnerships and relationships. This could bring up some turbulence related to significant partnerships, maybe even legalities or people that you don't get on with. And it was called open enemies. One of the associations with this house was open enemies, meaning these are people that you just don't see eye to eye with, and you understand that and they understand that. So some turbulence there is quite possible. Somebody from the past as well. At some point, the moon travels very fast, but it'll be here for 2.5 to 3.5 days. It's going to be conjunct your south node. It's important that you don't react as you always have done and look at the situation anew. It's probably somebody from the past or a past pattern that is coming up. But Libra does like to have everything peaceful and content, and it could be that you have justification in calling someone out, but you choose not to do it because you don't want to be disruptive or you don't want the confrontation or something like that. That's Libra. Libra can argue when Libra thinks that it's an injustice. That is possible, though. Next, we have Mercury in Aries, your sign, on the 9th of the month, bringing new ideas, communications, maybe even transactions as you step on out into the world and try to get your message out into the world. And this can also relate to your physical body as well. You might be meditating or something like that and get some sort of message about what you're supposed to do with your physical body. Maybe it's exercise or movement or stop eating something or start eating something. Venus goes into Pisces here on the 11th, and Venus isn't entirely happy here. Sometimes it brings an attachment with somebody who is unavailable to you, because the 12th house is all about hidden things things that are down in your subconscious. You may be aware of them, but you can't act on them necessarily. Also, it could be something to do with visiting or having connection with somebody in some sort of charity or prison or hospital, even institutions. So you may visit somebody in hospital, for example. The sun goes into your sign on the 19th, bringing insight and awareness and even happiness to you. You shine like the sun, and it's like you're getting your message out there in a very radiant kind of way. Mars goes into Pisces on the 22nd. Mars isn't entirely happy here either, although you could be filled with energy for your spiritual life. You might decide that you're really gung-ho about maybe starting something professional or starting a new business in the esoteric field, reading, psychic reading, astrology, or spiritual healing, or something like that. Mars is very gung-ho about it, does it in a masculine way, and whilst some of that is needed, of course you want to get the right balance, but you've got Venus there too, so Venus does it in more feminine ways, so these two can often work well together, or they can clash and challenge each other. The other two things, equinox is on the 21st if you're in the southern hemisphere, Australia or New Zealand, and this is all about preparation for the winter. So it's the autumnal or fall equinox. If you're in the northern hemisphere, it will be the spring equinox, which is about planting new seeds and getting ready, doing what you need to harvest those new seeds, whether they're in your garden or in yourself, and you can enjoy your harvest in the summertime. The Easter Sunday on the 31st is here, and it is a symbol of rebirth and renewal. And I'm not talking about the religion side of things. Really doesn't matter what religion you are. If in fact you are religious, you may be an atheist. However, whatever you are, doesn't matter. The spiritual symbolism is the same, and that is something being born again within you, and a new year starting, and something that there may have been some big sacrifice that you've made, and now that is made, and now you can move forward, and it's like a new chapter in your book of life begins. So that's it, Aries. I hope this is useful for you. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you have a wonderful and insightful month with so much going on in your sign. You're bound to. Leave a like and a comment. That would be fabulous, and share on your socials. Thanks again. I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.